The beautiful Bay of Palma ushered in the new Olympic sailing quadrennial with sparkling, near-perfect conditions, sunshine and 16 to 18 knots winds, as the Trofeo Princesa Sofia Mallorca by FERGUS Hotels got underway for the 10 events, which will contest the 2028 Los Angeles Olympic Games. The Formula Kite class kicked off the 54th Princess Sofia Trophy in Palma Bay, with exciting races under brisk northwesterly winds. Athletes embraced the fast conditions, marking their return to international competition after 6 months. China's women dominated early, led by Si Wang, while reigning Olympic champion Ellie Aldridge balanced her kiteboarding comeback with SailGP training. In the men's fleet, Singapore's Max Maeder showcased his skill with 4 consecutive wins, holding off Austria's Valentin Bontus and Czech rider Vojtech Koska.
It's the 54th edition of Trofeo Princesa Sofia, and day one we have absolutely perfect conditions, great wind, great sunshine here in Palma, Mallorca. Today we put a special focus on Formula Kite.
On the kite men, in third place and doing really well, we have Vojtech Koska. In first position, we have Olympic bronze medalist and reigning world champion Max Maeder. And second place, gold medalist Valentin Bontus.
It's cool to be back with everyone in the fleet, and especially here in Palma. It's always been a really nice competition. I feel great, and I had a decent day, and I'm happy with my result.
Now in the women, a bit of a surprise, because people have been wondering what have the Chinese been up to over the last 6 months. Holding the top 3 places, 3 Chinese riders, Si Wang, Wan Li and Jingle Chen. And just to give you a sense of the quality, down in 5th place, reigning Olympic champion from Great Britain, Ellie Aldridge.
This is kind of me just getting back into it, just trying to enjoy it again and just see where I'm at and see the direction that the sport's going. And here are the leaders for all 10 events for the 54th Trofeo Princesa Sofia Mallorca by FERGUS Hotels.
Racing continues on Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.
This is your weekly global sailing highlights show, The World on Water, for week ending April 4, 2025. Since winning the 37th America's Cup in October last year, the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron and Emirates Team New Zealand have been intent on exploring the possibility of hosting the 38th America's Cup in Auckland, with the understanding it would take a combination of private backing, local government as well as central government support to make it happen, but not at the expense of funding other priorities in the tough economic climate. So, it is with both disappointment and understanding to hear MBIE and central government have decided not to back the 38th America's Cup in Auckland in 2027.
Team New Zealand boss Grant Dalton wants the next America's Cup to be held in Auckland, and he's offering a mates rates deal to the government to make it happen. That, as Barcelona reveals the Cup created thousands of jobs and benefited its economy to the tune of almost $2 billion. So how much money is Dalton prepared to sacrifice to bring the America's Cup home? Here's Lisette again.
Team New Zealand!
It's in the name. Team New Zealand and New Zealand go hand in hand. But the last time the old mug was in hand, it was, of course, in Barcelona. New Zealand's cup to hoist, but not yet ours to host.
For sure, it's good to come back. It's good for the economy, good for the culture.
Definitely, it's where it belongs.
If they could sort out the financing and things like that and infrastructure, it would be great to see it back here.
The numbers agree, with figures released today by the University of Barcelona revealing the city's economy benefited to the tune of nearly $2 billion, with 1.8 million visitors checking into the event sites and almost 13,000 full-time jobs created for it. There was a total audience of 954 million, with viewership up 37%, which made the 37th edition of the America's Cup the most watched ever.
How is the search going for a new host?
It's going pretty well, actually. And these numbers don't hurt, because they say this has got real value.
There are 2 strong contenders bidding from overseas.
You're busy on the phone calls at the moment, I bet.
Yeah, Zoom these days, really, but also I'm travelling.
What time zones are you calling to?
Well, mostly Europe.
What countries?
Mostly Europe, but a little bit east of Europe as well.
Saudi Arabia hosted a preliminary regatta during the last campaign and is always in the mix. Barcelona has ruled itself out of the next cup, although Spain hasn't, with Valencia floated as an option. But Team New Zealand's preference is to bring it home.
I always said the idea of going was to win it so that we could come back. And now we did exactly what we said we would do, and now we're trying to come back.
Auckland is on board.
Auckland wants big events. Big events are a terrific help to the economy.
But Team New Zealand hasn't heard from the government.
There's been no request to have a conversation or speak to Grant Dalton. The government's working on with them to do a feasibility study about whether or not we can host the America's Cup here, and that's the right process to follow.
The clock is running down.
Not much time. It's weeks now.
But the Barcelona deal was done in just 2 weeks, start to finish, so there is still time.
Would you be willing to make a financial sacrifice to get it to New Zealand?
The answer is absolutely yes.
The exact numbers are sensitive, but in 2021 the government put up a $40 million event fee with infrastructure costs separate to that. But the payback was significantly impacted by COVID restrictions. Grant Dalton is essentially offering to cut New Zealand a deal. Team New Zealand would source private funding for 50% of the cost of hosting rights, and the government and Auckland would have to front up the other 50. You at home would end up paying around 30% of what Team New Zealand could raise if they took the cup offshore. The defence is due to begin in 2027. It'll take a late change of tack by the government to get it across the line for New Zealand.
Great campaign.
Old friends, new faces, and world-class sailing, welcome to the 52nd edition of the BVI Spring Regatta and Sailing Festival. In this year's official preview, Regatta Director Kaylee Smith and Regatta Chairman Chris Haycraft set the stage for an unforgettable week in the British Virgin Islands. From the tight competition of the VX1 fleet to the unbeatable atmosphere of the Regatta Village, Nanny Key once again takes centre stage as the true home of Caribbean racing. One location. One incredible community. Let's The 54th Trofeo Princesa Sofia Mallorca by FERGUS Hotels is underway. Get the latest update on the first day of racing, where Black Star, Era, and Orem have emerged as the early leaders. This video recaps the highlights from day one, showcasing these top performers and setting the stage for an exciting competition. The competition program for the ORC Cruising and 1 Design classes concluded after 3 days of varied conditions on the Bay of Palma. These races served as a prologue to the Olympic class regatta, which will bring together nearly 800 boats from 54 countries on the Bay of Palma from Monday, March 31st, to Saturday, April 5th. Nine nations, 26 boats bringing together for the great 20th International Italian Dragon Cup in San Remo. A 20 degrees edition with adverse weather conditions, strong winds, and sudden rains that did not prevent the crews from battling with determination and a spirit of competition. For races, fought to the last, held in 2 days, of extraordinary quality, where the sailing mastery and tenacity of the athletes emerged in all their intensity.
Why does it sound like I feel like a stranger? It's like I'm surprised by the good things in life. Funny how you clear out all the noise in my head. Starting to think you might know me better than all of my friends. We still smile when we fight, and when I cry there's no wise, you just simply can't.
Final World Champions announced at 2025 Hansa and Para Worlds. One last bid for redemption in the Hansa 3031 person class at the 2025 Hansa and Para World Championships on Pittwater today, with 5 realistically vying for the crown, but bid conditions decided otherwise and Gauthier Brill, FIA, was named new world champion. A visibly relieved Brill was sipping a beer after the race was canned. "I am super happy to win after finishing 6th at the Worlds 2 years ago and then doing 1 year of training. Sailing here was really difficult, because at the front of the fleet you can't make any mistakes, you need to be the best you can. The sailors who make the least mistakes win, but there are many other variables
2025 Hansa 303 two-person world champions from Great Britain and Australia, Rory McKenna and Si Wang.
Portugal, I was in the second place, so like this time I got up and I got first. I'm so happy. I think it's nearly 10 years now because I start from the Hansa and I didn't move from the 2.3, so I have so many Japanese friends over there and also Australian people. They're really friendly, but when they start racing, they're they're racing. They're nice. Sometimes we are supporting each other, but like we are doing racing together. It was really fantastic for me.
With light winds early in the day and sea breeze expected in the afternoon, the postponement flags are already up at 3 venues of the 54th Trofeo Princesa Sofía Mallorca, by FERGUS Hotels, Club Nordic Esserenal, Club Marítimo San Antonio de la Playa, and Portugal. The wind speed on the racecourses is barely 1 or 2 knots. At 10:00 hours and there are postponements for the NACRA 17, 49er, ILCA 6, ILCA 7, and Women's IQ Foil.
Day 2 in the Trofeo Princesa Sofía Mallorca by FERGUS Hotels. The sun came, and when the wind came, 49ers went out on the water. The 49er men stayed almost the same with some important differences. In third place from Austria we got Pretner and Flachberger. In second place, coming up 4 places, we've got Vojtech and Glogowski from Poland. And in first place from Germany, Schultheis and Rieger.
Now with the first days in the race, seeing where we stand, we know that there's some potential for us, but we also know that we need to keep up with the work and just need to be focused and put all the work in, because it's just the first regatta.
After 6 races, things have got really close in the women's 49er FX skiff. And at the moment, it's Italy's Sofia Giunchilia and Julia Shou who hold the lead by just a point, ahead of China's Shasha Chen and Si Wang, with Great Britain's experienced sailors Freya Black and Saskia Tidy in third.
So far, it was pretty good. Today was actually really tricky racing. There's some really good moments and some tough moments, but we're happy to stay pretty consistent and get through the day.
So at the end of 2 really busy days of racing in sunny Palma, that's the end of the qualifying phase, and we go into Gold Fleet racing for a lot of the 10 different classes. So Wednesday going to be a different kind of race. It's going to be even more intense for those that have made it through to Gold Fleet. So that's the situation in the skiffs, but there's been 8 other events taking place across the Bay of Palma today, and here are our leaders across all 10 fleets so far.
And we see you tomorrow for day 3 of racing.